Also, hallo und herzlich willkommen alle zusammen. Danke, dass ihr alle eingeschaltet habt und bei uns hier beim Online-Meet and Greet von IJM dabei seid. Das ist übrigens unsere erste Session und wir freuen uns wahnsinnig, das Ganze hier leiten zu dürfen. Und heute haben wir einen ganz besonderen Gast da aus den Staaten. Und zwar ist es der assyrische UFC-Kämpfer Beneil Dariush. Genau, wir sagen einfach Beneil Dariush. Und ja, genau, freuen uns wahnsinnig, das Ganze auch wirklich leiten zu dürfen, wie gesagt. Und mein Name ist Shamiram. Ihr könnt mich aber auch Shamo nennen. Und ich bin hier zusammen mit Maya. Und wir werden euch heute, also wir werden das Interview führen und euch nachher auch zu dem Ganzen einschalten. Aber dazu sagt Maya dann ein bisschen mehr. Hi Maya. So.
Hi Shamo. Hi, auch meinerseits. Shalom alaikum, schön und Abdizu. Und ja, wir wünschen euch auf jeden Fall viel Spaß und ja, sind gespannt, wie es noch wird.
Ciao, die Maya. Vielen Dank. Genau, und nochmal eine kurze Info. Wenn es soweit ist, dass ihr Fragen stellt, ihr dürft die auf Suryoyo stellen, also auf allen Sprachen, die wir verstehen oder Benny versteht. Und genau. Und nicht zu vergessen, checkt uns auf unseren Social-Media-Kanälen ab. Folgt uns auf Instagram, IJM_EV und auf den anderen Kanälen. Das wird alles nachher noch eingeblendet. Und ihr seht uns auch auf Facebook live gerade. Das heißt, wenn ihr keine Fragen haben solltet, könnt ihr auch dort das Ganze live mit anschauen. Und genau, so viel dazu. Maya, sagst du noch, was hinter dem Ganzen hier dahinter steckt? Also warum machen wir das und was haben wir vor in Zukunft mit dieser Vortragsreihe, mit diesem Meet and Greet?
Ja, mega gerne. Also es soll heute nicht die erste und nicht die letzte Session bleiben, die wir hier mit euch digital durchführen. Und zwar ist es so, wie für uns als auch für euch gerade wegen der Corona-Pandemie etwas schwer, immer auf dem neuesten Stand zu bleiben und coole Sachen zu machen. Aber der IJM hat sich was überlegt, damit ihr auch jetzt während der Corona-Zeit immer wieder gute Unterhaltung bekommt, aber auch viel lernen könnt. Und zwar werden wir hier in regelmäßigen Abständen bei Zoom verschiedenste Angebote für euch haben, wie ein Meet and Greet jetzt mit Beneil Dariush, aber auch unter anderem Vorträge zum Thema Suryoyo in der Diaspora oder der eigenen Identitätsfindung als Suryoyo hier in Deutschland, zu Themen der Assimilation und auch der Aufrechterhaltung unserer eigenen Sprache und Kultur. Dafür haben wir coole Referenten eingeladen und ja, freuen uns, wenn ihr auch da dabei seid.
Super. Danke dir. Und jetzt, um das Ganze endlich starten zu lassen, wollen wir noch kurz eine kleine Info über Benny geben. Falls nicht alle ihn kennen, dachten wir uns, dass wir einfach da eine kurze Zusammenfassung uns machen, also uns zusammenstellen. Und genau. Also Benny ist im Jahr 1989 im Iran geboren und mit 9 Jahren ist er dann in die USA oder in die Staaten ausgewandert mit seiner Familie. Und im Alter von 18 Jahren hatte die brasilianische Sportart Jiu-Jitsu, ich glaube, so heißt das, angefangen. Und er hatte auch schon recht schnell nach wenigen Jahren seinen schwarzen Gürtel und hat dann auch eine andere Thai-Sportart begonnen. Und dann kam schon nach 2 Jahren seine Anfrage, um im MMA mitzuwirken. Und so hat eigentlich das Ganze begonnen. Seit 2014 ist er mit dabei im UFC in den USA. Und jetzt lebt er in Kalifornien mit seiner Ehefrau Victoria. Und ja, wir werden hier im Laufe des Gesprächs noch mehr erfahren, aber alles auf Englisch. Und genau, so viel dazu. Jetzt sind wir eigentlich so weit, dass Benny eingeschalten werden kann und dazugeschalten wird. Und ja, warten wir jetzt mal ab.
Und wir haben Besuch.
Perfect. Benny. Hello. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here with us. And we're really excited to start this online meet and greet with you. So Maya and I have the honor to guide you all and all the participants through the session. And yeah, So the first question, Benny, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm actually traveling. I'm in Florida, which is pretty cool. It's my second time here. I'm kind of just getting used to the scenery, walking around, getting a feel for the place.
Amazing. And what are you there for? I mean, usually you're from California.
Correct. Typically, I live in Orange County, California, but I'm here because a friend of mine is fighting, and he's fighting for the UFC Wednesday. And then I have another friend who arrives today. He's going to fight next Saturday. So just here to help them get ready and lose weight, get their weight on point, and make sure their skills are there. So this black guy is from Marvin, and that's just part of the business. When you're helping your friends out, sometimes you get hit.
That sounds dangerous.
Really nice from you. Like, what are you doing? And just like help him out and everything and support him. That's amazing. Really nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I expect them to pay me back though when I fight. So it's one of those things.
They better.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we'll just like to start the interview with you so we have more time for the questions of our dear listeners.
Sure.
And yeah, I'd just like to start with a question of how you even got into the sport. I mean, we know you're a multiple winning UFC fighter. We in Germany even know you, which of course has something to do with our and your Assyrian roots as well. But we would like to know, how did you get into the sport, and did you always dream to become a UFC fighter when you were a child, or was it something that just happened to you?
So when I was young, I actually wanted to be a soccer player when I was a kid. I wanted to be really good at soccer, but it was a little bit difficult because I was never on a team. It was just one of those things. I watched a lot of soccer. I played a lot of soccer video games. So I was like, I want to be on a – anyways, the way I got into martial arts, I was 18 and I was going into college. And in college, everybody talks about you focus so much on studying, you get a little bit lazy in terms of exercise. So I decided to do martial arts. I wasn't really a big fan of going to the gym and working out. I always found it boring. The only time I would go was when my friends went because I enjoyed being with my friends. So it was easier. I decided to do jiu-jitsu, and when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I found a lot of success in it, and I was having so much fun in it. I continued to I put more time into it, and at some point, I was spending more time in jiu-jitsu than I was in college, and I started to compete. With the competition came the victories, and as I started to win, focus kind of shifted, and making money became very important to me. At that time, we hit kind of a financial problems in my home, so I had to step up and kind of be the man of the house, which was weird because I was a little bit spoiled when I was young, and because I had to do that, I had to step up, and fighting was the easiest way for me to make money. It was something I knew how to do, and I decided to follow it.
So it was half out of the need to support your own family, and on the other half, it was just you loving the sport and being successful at it?
Correct. It was definitely necessity. If I was just going to do something, if I could choose back then, I would have stuck with jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is similar to wrestling. I love doing jiu-jitsu, and I would have done that all day. I decided to do MMA. It was something God put forth in my life so I can go into a different direction. I can finally support my family and stop being such a baby.
Okay, I guess after doing this sport, nobody thinks you're a baby anymore. But would you say,
except for my mom?
Of course, for your mom, you'll always be
always, yeah.
But would you say you had like a superhero or a role model when you grew up? And if yes, who was that role model to you?
There's a couple, and this is going to be a little bit silly.
Okay.
When I was, I think I was like 5 to 7 years old. My mom used to have, my dad had a bunch of Van Damme movies, so I would watch a bunch of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I I was like, this is the guy. This guy's so cool. I want to be like him. And as I got a little bit older, I watched a lot of soccer or football in Europe. I used to watch Roberto Carlos. He's a Brazilian soccer player, a short guy, very powerful. And I was a big fan of him. So that was another guy I looked up to. And it's weird. As I got older, I had different people I looked up to. But those are the ones that I can remember when I was really young.
Okay, amazing. Well, I think Shamiram had the next question for you. And yeah.
And here I am.
Amazing.
So, Benny, how was it for you immigrating to the United States at such a young age? Like, what were the major differences you experienced from growing up in Iran compared to the United States?
So, in Iran, I lived in a village. I mean, for a while, we couldn't even make telephone calls. We had to go to a center to make a phone call. So for a while, I mean, we didn't really have that much technology, and I was never home. I was outside all the time. I was either on the farm or I was playing with my friends. We were always doing something. I remember missing meals because we were outside. We were too far away to come home, so we were just like, we'll steal somebody's fruits. We'll go to our neighbors and we'll steal their fruit and call that lunch, because it was like an hour and a half walk back home, and we didn't want to do it. When I came to America, I was inside all the time. Technology was through the roof. I had TV. I was watching so much different TV. It was overwhelming, to be honest with you. And then I was playing video games all the time. I became a homebody in the first couple of years, and I got kind of chubby.
It's like so different. Like, it really sounds like a whole different type of lifestyle that you had. And also, like, when we're talking about it, how was it, or how was your family involved in your cultural understanding of being an Assyrian? Like, how was it being there as an Assyrian? Is there anything like where you guys involved in any type of Assyrian club or Assyrian community?
So in Iran, in Urmi, we had Fridays we would go to Marsarajas, Sundays we would go to Matmariam Church in the city, and we had mutva for all our sports. We would, and then during the summer, it's like every day. People would come from Iraq, Turkey, all over Iran, and then we would compete against each other. So as long as I can remember, I grew up in an Assyrian culture, and it became really different when we came to America, actually. Then it became less. Like, I would only see Assyrians in a gathering like once a month. It would be a wedding or something, and I would see actual gatherings. It was a little bit difficult for me to get used to, but you know, I had to make adjustments. I had to figure things out, how to make new friends, because all my friends were Assyrian at the time, and we would either be playing sports in Mutva, or we would be walking around in Marsarajas. Marsarajas is a church up on the hill. And every Friday, they would let only Assyrians go up there, and it was one of the best times of my life.
That sounds beautiful, really. Like, it must have been crazy for you coming to the United States and also not knowing the language, right? Like, you didn't know how to speak English, and you didn't have Assyrian friends by then, or not really. And it really sounds like so different. Like, yeah.
That was... surprisingly, learning English wasn't that bad. The difficult part was how I had to learn it. So I came to America. I think it was right before summer, and my parents thought, you know what, the best thing we can do is we can throw them into a babysitting service with a bunch of American kids. So they tossed me in. My aunt ran a babysitting service, and I was stuck with a bunch of kids. So they all speak English. None of them speak Assyrian, and it's one of those survival of the fittest kind of things. So I had to learn really quick. I didn't have too much time to worry about it. I ended up learning English in like 4 months.
Wow, nice, really, really good. All right, let's go back to Maya. I think she has the next question and she's already waiting for us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd like to go on with the same topic, or the topic Shamiram already introduced to us, and would like to know, how was it for you to preserve the knowledge and the traditions and the language of our people, of our Assyrian community in America, whilst especially the difference between being Assyrian in Iran and being Assyrian in the USA? Was it hard to keep all the traditions up?
In my house, it's not too bad because my mother and I, we speak Assyrian. If I speak English, she'll be like, "What the heck are you doing?" But the thing I noticed, it's not the first generation that comes to America, and it's not the second generation that falls away. It's the third. We get too far away, and that's one of the things I'm worried about. Preserving for my mom and my dad, who only speak Assyrian, it's all they know, is not that hard. For me, being around them, it's not that hard to stay with it. It's going to be the next generation. So I've thought about this, and I'm hoping to have kids one day. And if I do have kids, in order to do this, I would have to put an effort. We can't just expect it to happen just because we gather around all the time. So my goal is to find places where they can learn how to write and speak in Assyrian. That's something I actually want to learn as well, how to write in Assyrian, and just be in that community, be close to each other. That helps, but with intent to learn and to gain knowledge.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we as the AGM are fighting for and trying to do, to preserve whatever we've got left from our knowledge. But one thing, which is why we actually got to know you so close and got so interested, is that we have seen that you, for example, always try to, or do, take the Assyrian flag with you into the ring after the fights. You show your ethnicity, being not only an Assyrian, but also an American at some way. And we would like to know, what does the flag itself mean to you, and why do you do that? Is it to raise awareness about your ethnic background, or is it just an emotional thing for you, you need or want to do? Or how did you even come to the idea to do that?
So that's a lot. There's a lot there. The reason why, when I bring out the Assyrian flag, the first reason that comes to mind is because, well, I'm Assyrian and this is who I am. I don't plan on pretending I'm something else. But what happened was, this is the crazy part. When I did bring out the Assyrian flag to my first fight, I got so many messages about it, and people were so proud and so happy. And I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but now I get it. I get the importance of it. So it means more to me now than it did back then. That's definitely true. But currently, I'm actually struggling with the UFC because they don't allow me to walk out with the flag anymore, because it has to be established countries. So it goes by the Olympic committee's rules. So if the Olympics say these flags are allowed, the UFC says, okay, only these flags are allowed. And currently the Assyrian flag is not allowed. So I'm trying to figure it out. They make exceptions for champions. So that's my goal, is to be a champion, and I can be like, hey, I want my flag.
Well, if that's the only way to get the flag into the ring.
If that's what we got to do.
Amazing. Okay, I think I'd give the mic back to Shamiram if she's ready.
Always ready here. Well, let's go on then. So since you were already talking a little bit about your fights, what do you do right before a fight and right after a fight?
So the day of the fight, I eat every 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I'll eat a little bit of carbs and protein, just to get my body ready. And we leave for the arena 3 hours before the fight. I'll get there. They'll normally do a drug test on me, so I'll go do a drug test, come back, and then I have to wait another about 2.5 hours. And I hate waiting. I'm so nervous. I'm going to be honest. I'm scared and nervous every fight, and it never gets easier. People are like, oh, it gets easier. It really doesn't. You just get more used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I take a nap, because I don't want to feel the nerves. I take a nap, and then I wait till my coach tells me, hey, it's time to warm up, and then I start warming up, and we'll pray right before we go out, and that's it. We'll walk out there and then get ready for the music and for the crowd and the lights.
Nice. So that sounds like a really long time. Like, just thinking about when you say, okay, 3 hours before you go to the arena, it's like, I cannot imagine. I mean, I'm even excited now doing this whole Zoom session. So how must it be like when you have an audience of 15,000 people also? I think 15, or is it more or less?
It depends on the stadium.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, yeah, so one of the things is I can't explain it, but I always tell my coach, man, I don't even need to warm up. I feel like I'm on fire from this all morning. I've been on fire. I think we're good. We can just get going. You know, I'm so nervous. I feel like I have a temperature already. So, but my coach is like, hey, I think I know what I'm doing. So we always break a sweat, and then when I break a sweat, I feel much better.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine. Wow. And okay, so we were talking about the whole fighting thing and how you feel before that. What has been the most rewarding experience of your UFC career so far? If there is one.
That's most rewarding experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because there's a lot of different things that come to mind when this happens, when I fight.
Yeah, the thing is, I think even it could be something, just a situation that is always like coming right after a fight, or even the feeling that you have that is maybe a rewarding experience. For example, maybe the type of feeling that you receive, like you're feeling blessed, or you're feeling like, I think this is a question that you could refer to so many moments or feelings or emotions also. And so, yeah, like maybe you have just something in your mind. If not, that's fine.
Let me see if I can break it into different parts, because when I fight, and whether I win or lose, there's this way God speaks to me about purpose. You know, there's a purpose for me being there, and it's so satisfying. It's a very good feeling to have. Knowing that I'm there for a reason, and God has me there for a reason, is amazing. Another thing is my family. When they get so, I think my family gets more happy than me, and to be able to see them so happy just brings joy to me as well. And then the Syrian community, you know, when I get messages, I'll get like, I don't know, like something around like 2,000 messages from the Syrians, and and they're so happy. And then I think to myself, look, dude, sometimes I go to an Assyrian event and I meet someone and he talks to me like I did something so great. I'm like, bro, your son's a doctor. He's way better than I am. Like, the things he does are way more important. But I appreciate that so much. So those little things matter a lot. I'm not gonna fight forever, but I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna know that I did this, and the way I brought joy to people. That's gonna stick with me forever.
Thank you for this response. Really, really beautiful to hear that. And I'm bringing back Maya if she's ready, as usual. She is, of course. So I'm gonna leave now.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll just pick up where Shamiram ended, and you just had a beautiful phrase when you said you just love to see how your family is sometimes even happier than you are doing the fights and winning. And I think whenever they see that nothing worse or absolutely bad has happened to you, they are very happy to see that too. And we just wondered, or we did our research and found out that you married last year. And we just wondered how this year, congratulations again, first of all.
Thank you.
we just wondered, did you have any Assyrian traditions within your wedding? Because we know it's a mixed wedding. We just wondered, were there some particular moments where you were like, okay, this is my Assyrian tradition, which I want to take into this wedding as well?
So let's see. We had bringing out the bride Assyrian style. We couldn't do Zurna Davula because of the neighborhood. So,
Okay.
but we did have bringing out the bride. So you go to the bride's house on the day of the wedding. Majority of the music was Assyrian. My wife is Vietnamese. She's like, I don't really want any Vietnamese music. I was like, great, we'll take that over, and the food as well. So we had a lot of food. My mom wanted to make food for the wedding, but I told her it's going to be like 300 and something people. There's no need, But yeah, my wife, I had to be very nice to her because majority of the wedding was actually Assyrian. So I'm grateful for that. She really was. She worked with me well, especially since the wedding is supposed to be for the bride.
Okay, so there was a lot of Assyrian traditions going on from the start to the finish, I guess?
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah.
What is your favorite Assyrian dance? Do you have one?
I'm a horrible dancer. I'm not, but there's videos.
Okay.
There's videos of me dancing from the wedding, and I'm like, can someone please delete this? But I'm just doing the basic 1-2 step, whatever it's called. Excuse me?
I said maybe the Khigayakura. Is that the one you mean?
I think our internet's breaking up a little bit. I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay, I'm coming back. I don't know.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Much better, yes.
I'm already back because I was like, okay, if the internet is not working, I'm back. I don't know. Okay, Maya, you can finish.
You're always welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, the other question I had, I don't know, do you understand me, Benny, or is it still?
I can hear you now, but I just heard something about Rish Khija. Is that what it was? I'm sorry, I wasn't sure.
I thought that word might have been the dance you talked about.
Yeah.
Was it the one?
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Maybe.
I really don't dance at weddings. If you see me at a wedding, I'm normally sitting down, and my wife doesn't dance as well. So we were so stressed because we had to get up and dance for everybody. Imagine not dancing at your own wedding. That would have been, they would have been so mad at us. So I tried everything, but
so
it was embarrassing. Let's just put it that way.
So we have so many questions already from our audience. That's why we're going to skip questions first of all. And yeah, I have one question which Ornamo wrote, but he doesn't want to ask it. So I have it. He's saying, hello, Benny. Ornamo Akjan here. My question is, what is harder, to come back after a loss or remain to be the best in your division and stay at the top?
So there's problems with both. There's difficulties with both. When you get to the top and you become complacent, and being complacent, I think, is one of the worst things you can be in fighting. In other sports, okay, you lose a match, but in fighting, you're gonna get hurt. So being complacent is very dangerous. You have to find a way to lose, if that makes sense. So in training, you have to find people who are better than you. And fortunately for me, I'm blessed with a great set of training partners who can beat me up no matter what. So I have that. And then from a loss, what's difficult is you get very discouraged. You start to think, am I good at this? Or does this game work? Should I change this? What do I need to fix? And when you start thinking too much, it starts to work against you. And you'll see some fighters who never come back the same after a loss, because what happens is they overthink. they try to overanalyze everything, and instead of just going out there and doing what they did for so many fights to win.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope he understands the response. Sounded very clear, and that was actually a really good question. Like I was like just spontaneously reacting to everyone who's writing, and so from now I would also say we can continue with inviting some participants and to ask their questions, like to make this whole
Hi George. Sorry. They're sending
more like comfortable for all of us. And I'm gonna say just in German again. Leute, wir sind soweit, dass wir jetzt eure Fragen stellen können und euch dazuschalten können. Das heißt, ihr müsst zu sehen sein, nur nochmal. Und man wird euch sehen, man wird euch hören und ihr sollt auf jeden Fall darauf eingestellt sein. Und unser Host wird sich jetzt darum kümmern, dass ihr dazugeschaltet werdet. Meldet euch, falls ihr die Handfunktion nicht kennt, dann schreibt einfach in den Chat, dass ihr gerne drankommen würdet. Und ja, alright, okay, I think we are ready to get the first person or guest into this discussion.
Trust me, I have no clue how Zoom works. I just see messages. I'm gonna see if I can look at all the messages right now and say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Perfect. Who is there?
It's me, George. Hi.
Hey,
What's up, George?
Hey,
how you doing?
You hear me good?
We hear you.
I can hear you,
well.
brother.
That's good. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who made up this great meeting. And man, Beneil, it's a pleasure to meet you and be able to talk to you. That's really nice. My question is, do you like to prefer winning by points or a KO? Because I've been watching you for a while and saw you winning against Closer with a great KO, and saw you winning against Magmedov, and that was by points. So I would like to ask you, which kind of winning do you prefer?
My favorite win would probably be a submission. I like winning by submission because I go in there, I finish the fight and no one's hurt. If I do it right, I can get in there and finish the fight and nobody's hurt. My last fight, I tried to take the guys back and sink the choke in. If I had done it in that fight, not a single punch would have been landed and the fight would have been over. Like that would have been ideal situation. But I'm also kind of savage. So if I have to hurt somebody, then it's gonna happen. That's the best I can give you, man.
It is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, thank you for the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get another question, or we don't have time?
I think we have time. That's fine, George.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
My next question is, I saw the fight of you against the Brazilian guy called I forgot his name.
Brazilian guys, Diego Ferreira, Barbosa,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You were like, for me, you were literally the better one in the fight, but you lost by knockout. How can you live with such a loss, or how do you how can you process the loss after happening?
I hear you, man. It's really difficult, and the thing is, I can sit there and complain and say life's not fair and this and that, but that's not going to do anything for me. Or what I can do is say, okay, well, I lost. What's my next step? I can get back into the gym. I can work hard. I can prepare, and I can go back out there. I spent 2 years without a victory. It was the hardest 2 years I've ever had. But at the same time, it helped me get closer to God. It helped me get closer to my family. Just because one door is closed doesn't mean you can't go through another door. And with that being said, in terms of career-wise, it was a very difficult time. But in terms of family and my loved ones and just moving forward, it was a big blessing. So I I look back at it now as a blessing. Back then I struggled with it a lot. So it's one of those things where you have to understand God's vision and your vision are not the same. And you have to look to his vision.
Wise words, wise words. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, man.
perfect.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Benny. We have some other people who want to ask some questions. So let's go on with Tuma. Let's see who's gonna put him into this discussion. George, you can turn off your camera if you can do it by yourself.
I thought you would do it. Okay.
Okay. Hello,
What's
Tuma.
up, Tuma?
Hi.
How you doing, brother?
How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Thank you. First of all, everyone of every Syrian of Germany is very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay how you are, and I start with my question. For MMA, you have to do a lot of different kinds of martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Which martial art do you, or other? Which kinds of martial arts did you train in your life, and what is your favorite martial art?
So I started in jiu-jitsu when I was 18. That was the one I started with. As far as favorites go, it's hard to say now, man. The more I get into the details of every martial art, the more I enjoy every martial art. You know, boxing is so cool because there's so many elements to it. There's so many layers to it, and it's really fun. If you look at wrestling, wrestling is about grinding. It's grinding, and you got to break the guy or he breaks you, and then you just keep. How many times can you repeat that process? And in the beginning, it's not fun, but once you get into it, again, you have to be a little bit uncivilized for this, but it really becomes enjoyable. So it just depends on the day, and jiu-jitsu will always be my first love. So I can't say I have a favorite right now, but right now I'm spending the most time on wrestling.
Yeah, so you started with jiu-jitsu and you stay loyal to jiu-jitsu.
Pretty much. I try to, at least. In my fights, I try to. I always try to get a submission, but it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, because every fighter has other special on himself.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, that was my question.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, and everybody else.
Okay, let's go on with the next one. Tuma, you can turn off your camera, I think, by yourself. And let's go on with Helene or Helena. I don't know, but
Helena.
She knows. Where is she?
Wait. Hello.
Oh,
sorry, my English is not so perfect, but I understand you.
That's fine. Don't worry. My English is not that great either.
I also fighter. You can see on my Instagram. Look.
Oh, nice.
So how are you?
Doing great.
Are you nervous when you have fights?
Very, very much so. I'm nervous and I'm scared, but it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous. It's not about everybody gets nervous. Everybody gets scared. It's not about that feeling. It's about what you do when you feel that. It's just about what you do. If you can find a way to overcome it, then it just becomes another day.
As I also watch your fights always in the morning with my brothers, and my father also look your fights.
Thank you so much. Tell them I said hi.
Okay. So
is your name Helena or Tigris?
Helena Tigris.
Helena Tigris, okay.
Also eigentlich Helena Mert, aber ich nenne mich einfach so Tigris.
Okay, now weiß ich Bescheid. Thank you so much. We have some more questions. It's beautiful to see, like, someone is here, like a fan watching you, also a woman, which is amazing to see that. But Helena, you can... Yeah, Helena, you can... I think we're going to go on with the next person. I hope that's fine for you.
Thanks, Helena.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. And we go on with Cation? I don't know. Oh, there they are.
What's up, boys?
Hello, guys. What's up?
Hello.
Hallo.
Hi,
Really? Do you speak English?
Äh,
Deutsch oder Englisch? Oder Suryoyo oder
Achso,
Surai.
auf Suryoyo. Surai.
What,
Oh.
Also
wollt ihr auf Deutsch reden?
Ich will den
Ihr
auf
könnt-
Assyrisch fragen.
Okay, ihr könnt auch auf Assyrisch fragen, wie ihr wollt.
Ja. Okay. Am Tashlama Luch, wenn ihr
Shalom Rachoni.
داخل.
Spara Basina. متخابرة.
كله من السباي. أنا تري بقارن منه قلت لي. أقام طبعا وبقنن كماش إنه هلا باید حال شد. هر كماش إنه.
جزوتو على شاتتون أنا تخمون جو تلاي تري أتخبركم وإنا أتخمبيون هلا تازه باغري مثل الفورم عادي تازه بوش بايتاون شورين بوش بايتاون لم دايب لن متعالو دانا إذن دانا ويل بالتن على تاني لي إذن بالتن.
اوكي هذا بقاري تتري إلى وشافت أن خبيب من ماجريغور مثل بالشي شاود ماي قارن.
لم بخشاوة مدر بالشي إن مدر بلشلون خشان خبيب جزوتو عطالته من جاستن أنا بخشان بوش دارن تبدوية چون جاستن چشتي رو بخيرن تلاب أنا منو تمرين بيدن برزش بيدن منو چشتي رو بخيرن تلاب بلشت که خبيب ساتونوية
هذا خاف بقارة ده تبان وقتنا مدر خاگه باید از ایران بدن یعنی آمسال بوش باید
خیلی تعالی اینا دوزوتو گاید ساتونه خشته ایران چون خا سربازوی تدلی تره انا خشلی باشم کم عادی خشلی اسرائیل خاطر تطلع خشلی خدنا support the troops event جو کویت من دني من يعني خدت ساتهم تويا إن باين از إيران جرى أويا من جيب الدولة إن دولة من كم دانا كاي بارا كاي يبيش شوكي بتازنينا لا داين روبوت ساتهم ويا كاي هنا خيلت على مخنين من أودمي مخنين من جوت هابا.
Okay, habt ihr eure Fragen gestellt? Sorry.
Der wollte noch eine Frage stellen.
Ja, eigentlich nur 2 erlaubt, deswegen, damit alle drankommen. Ich will nur nicht stressen, aber fragt noch eure Frage, alles gut. Sorry, Benny. I just wanted to guide this whole session and yeah.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Benny. I wanted to ask you, there are some sportlers, they sleep 4 hours in the night, and I wanted to ask you, how many hours do you sleep? Do you sleep till you wake up, or?
So typically, I don't sleep that well. I've been trying to fix my sleep. I sleep between 5 to 6 hours, and I think it's because I'm always training. Sometimes I train late, so I don't sleep that well. Ideally, whenever I go to the Performance Institute in Las Vegas, they always tell me I need to sleep about 10 hours, but that's nearly impossible for me. I don't know if I can do that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Taudi. All right, let's go on with the next ones. We have Jessie. Where is Jessie?
Everybody.
Jessie, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. I don't see you. Ah,
Hi, Jess. How are you?
Yeah, I don't have a camera. Is that okay?
I think that's fine. We know you.
Benny.
Well,
Benny, I just wanted. I wanted to ask. First of all, I'm a great fan of yours, and you're doing a great job. My question is, are you not afraid about long-lasting injuries that you can suffer from, like in the head region? Is there like a secret agreement with your wife that you will stop after a certain time and then focus on the family because it's too dangerous?
That's a great question, and I don't have a secret agreement. It's actually a public agreement with my wife. I brought it forth. I said, you know, if I cannot perform inside the octagon and outside in terms of brain function, if we start to see problems with my brain, definitely pull out of fighting. But you also have to think of it like this: whether you are sitting behind a desk or you're doing something else, we're not gonna make it out of this life. You know, we're all gonna die at some point. So I would like to do things that I want to the best of my capabilities until I can't. And as long as I can be there for my kids and I can be functioning in terms of brain with my kids, I'm okay with whatever happens after.
Wonderful. My other question is, what is the better movie, Karate Tiger or Karate Kid?
I have to say Karate Kid, because yeah, that's a classic.
I agree. Okay, that's
Okay,
it.
glad.
Thank you so much.
Thank
No
you. Taudi Elach.
So,
Okay, we have some other people who want to join and to ask. Let's go on with the Notorious. Are you ready for us? Are you ready, Andy?
That's cute.
Let's see where he is.
Come on, Notorious.
Notorious, where you at? Hello, I think.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes. Where are you? We can't see you.
My camera doesn't work. I don't know.
You know, okay.
Okay. First of all, my name isn't the Notorious. I'm not able to change my name. My name is Martin Marcos, and I'm not related with Randa Marcos, the straw rate.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. And my question is, if you remember the fight with Alexander the Great Hernandez.
Yeah.
When you touch gloves, and after that he gave you a kick. Have you regret it, and how did you handle that? Were you sad or kind of that?
I don't regret much, to be honest, in terms of fighting. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But and after the fight, I was very angry. I was angry for a while, and I just didn't understand, you know. And I was actually close to retiring. I was having a lot of injuries, so I was having a lot of problems. It was a very difficult time for me. But like I said earlier, in difficult times, I always get closer to God, which is for me the most important thing. So when everything is good in your life, sometimes we get complacent, and when things get difficult, we rely on God more, and I want more of that in my life. So it was a terrible time for me, but at the same time, it was a good time for me, great time for me.
Okay, and I've got a small question. Your last opponent, which you KO'd him, Dreka Klose, he was very abusive when you said you were hurt and the first fight didn't happen. And he insulted you. He also called you a B. And how did you handle that? Because there are also fighters like Stephen Thompson and Max Holloway. And even Conor McGregor didn't insult Max Holloway because he's such a nice guy. And also you're like them. So how did you handle him?
I think you have to remember, you know, the UFC wants us to interact like this more because it gets their name bigger, and so the fighters kind of work in that. It's very manufactured. Because if you think about it, he fought a few weeks later and nothing, and then everything went back to being normal. So you just got to remember that a lot of it is manufactured. It's not real. They just want to kind of build their name inside the brand. So with that being said, I just forget about it. I don't think too much about it. You know, after the fight, I went and spoke with him, and I even told him because he lives in Arizona, which is somewhat close to us. I told him if he ever wants to come down, he can come down and we can train together.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you so much, Beneil Dariush.
No problem.
Thank you so much for the questions all. Okay, we have someone else who's asking a question. We have a few ones actually, but someone who didn't want to say it live or who isn't able to do so. Ornina Tekin is asking a question. She wants to know if I gotta check where it is again. I'm sorry. Okay. She wanted to ask if your parents supported you from the beginning when you started doing martial arts, and how it was for your mama, like for your mommy, to see you fight. Yeah.
My mom hated it. She absolutely hated it. She absolutely hated that I was fighting. She thought it was dumb. And not just my mom, my whole family. I was the black sheep of the family for a long time. So my mom still hates the fighting, but she loves what it's done for us in the community, like for the Syrian community. She loves that. So, you know, I think it was after my first fight in the UFC, my mom started getting all these messages, and like she got really happy. You know, she saw all these messages, people telling her, talking to her about me and wanting to know more. And she was very proud. You know, she still hates fighting, but she's come around to me doing this because the Syrian community was so supportive. So she was happy about that. But my whole family thought I was an idiot for the longest time. So that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, probably. If you do something dangerous, I guess like it's always not easy to start doing this and continue, like, and not giving up in this type of like sports. I mean, but yeah, let's go on with the next one. It's I think Slivo want to join us. Slivo, hello.
Thank you very much.
What's up, bro?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Just let me ask my question. Do you have a strict diet, or do you only have your strict diet when you are having a fight?
So obviously when I don't have a fight, my diet is so not too strict. But I can't have too much sugar. I'm one of those guys, when I eat too much sugar, my body starts to break down. So I love sweets, I love chocolate, I love ice cream, but unfortunately I don't get to have it as much as I would like. So, and then when I have a fight, it's nearly zero of that. So I don't get to have too much of that. But one good thing is, when I don't have a fight, I can eat a lot of food. It just has to be good, healthy food. It's because I'm always training. It's not an issue. My body starts to break down when I eat too much sugar or processed sugar.
Blessed and cursed in the same time. Could I ask another question?
Sure, sure. One more.
What do you think about Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King? You are two different kind of persons, I think, when it goes on Showtime. I don't know. Gypsy King loves to make a big show. I don't know if it's your style, but I think both of you are a big believer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of his. The thing is, he's a showman. It's natural for him.
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend like pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not a showman. I'm from a small village. I enjoy doing I enjoy doing things at home. I don't really like to go out, but for some reason I also enjoy fighting, and so I go out and fight. I don't have that showman attitude, and I don't know. I don't get like I don't have a desire to do that. To be honest, I don't enjoy having too many eyes on me.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let's go on with Heka. He has a question. Heka, where are you? Hello, bro.
Hello, sister. Salam Benny.
What's up? Salam.
I have a question. Like, it's very interesting to know how your day is like. How is it? How do you wake up, go to sport, eat, or how does it work? Like a normal UFC fighter day to train.
Okay, I'll give you my last 8 weeks. They've been pretty similar because of the COVID-19 situation, and I had a torn MCL, so my knee's been a little bit busted. I wake up early morning. I have physical therapy, so I'll go do my physical therapy for my knee, and then from there I'll go to my gym. I own my own gym in Anaheim. I'll go there and I'll invite a private training session. So I'll call people and it'll be a closed door session. I'll have one in the afternoon around noon to like 1:30. And then finally, I'll finish my day with some strength training, and that'll be it. I used to train later at night, but because of the COVID-19 situation, I don't really train late at night. All our training is done by 3 o'clock. I'm done.
Okay, wow, that sounds like all the time training and no free time.
Well, if one, I like training, and two, I have the rest of the day to myself. It's like having a 9-to-5 job. No different.
Okay. Thank you, Beneil. That was my question.
No problem.
Okay, we go on with Benjamin. Benjamin, where are you at? I think he's coming in a little bit. Thank you so much, Benny, for taking your whole, so much time.
No problem. I saw a question down there. What my favorite Syrian food is? My mom makes 3 different dolmas. You have dolma chalame, dolma tarpe with the grape leaves, khartada etin dolma rangi, which is with the eggplants, tomatoes. She makes it differently. So dolma would be up there, and then chipte. My mom makes really, really good chipte. That would probably be one of my favorites.
Nice. Yeah, Ninos Yusuf asked that question. I hope he knows now the answer to this, and he was there. But yeah, now back to Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin.
Hi.
What's up,
do you
brother?
hear me? Good?
Yes.
Okay, good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Thank you. I have a question. When do you reach your weight for the before the fight? Couple days before, a week before, or do you have constantly the weight?
So man, I could not do that. I make weight. So after weigh in on Friday, 9 a.m., I make weight about 8 a.m., 1 hour before, ideally. Sometimes I'm late, but ideally I make weight at 9 a.m. I go weigh in, and then right away I start to rehydrate, and I'll put back all my weight.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. And I have another question. We have another Assyrian UFC fighter, Gerges Danho. How do you have contact with him? Do you talk with him? Do you write with him? Or
Which guy? I'm sorry. There's a couple of Syrian fighters. Are you talking about?
Gerges Danho. I don't know if you can.
Right?
Yeah.
He's also from Germany, right?
Yeah.
So do you text with him? Do you talk with him, or?
I follow him on Instagram. We've spoken a little bit. I mean, I follow his career right now. I'm looking forward to his next fight. But yeah, there's quite a bit of fighters, Syrian fighters. There's David Tamar, of course, everybody knows he's a fantastic fighter. There's Alex George in Australia, and there's so many MMA fighters that I know that are Syrian. It's crazy. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see just a ton of Syrian fighters. And obviously that has to do with just our culture and how we love fighting. And there's going to be a lot in MMA. I guarantee it.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Hopefully, yeah. Thank you. Benjamin, do you have any other questions? Or was
no,
that?
That's it.
Thank you so much.
You.
All right. Now we have, I think, Nimrod. I'm sure. Yeah, Nimrod.
Name.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Nimrod.
بشينا بشين
مبشين.
بغزايتون
هي
داخل كلي هدية لنا بغزاية والله هدية تاويا همزمن من صورة
همزم no problem
بس اتلي بس خاب وقارة اللخ اتي دودد يعني مخ تدريب يعني جو أطروان خينة داز تما يختم مخ بروجكت هتخبت هتخبت يرتخدشا يخم يعني مخ إن عيود إم دوت organization خدشا قالوا وبالك دايتو دولة التدريب أنا ويخملين ورابا وبنا بلشي خجم من أي من هذا اللي رابا يقارب يخوني
Basima. Machleta, lapor militsun لاشي ايو خدت فرق بعد لما دي chomst de haja khit tanati.
Okay. بس من English invite.
Pocket.
Okay. Yani, you know, there's some, you know, you do some trainings just like for your honorable trainings. You know how you come to a country and there you give some trainings. I saw you did it in Instagram. So maybe you come here, you do a little session, maybe 1 to 2 days, and people from all Germany, like they Jamie Kulla Mogdan, وتاي يعني لكيس خدي له داخل
Okay,
خا هي
أغا seminar أدخل خامديه. Yeah, that'd be cool. جو أستراليا خاجات خبدلن روبا سودان تفخشلن تاما خات بدلن seminars زوز زميلن كشلامة لم ضايع إن يتت شلامة organization بدلن خات seminars أدخل كهيريا كناش جو عراق جو Syria. أدخل yeah, I love to do that. Yeah.
أنا تين وهل برلين قال أنا نام من منشن يتطلع يوم ديتا يتنوى تايتن هل برلين خارجة إن درست من أنا خليني ورابا
إن فرصة توي بخيلت على كاملة عشرة دخلت.
أوكي خيط على خازخ حاول بسيم ورابا خون شيم حاول بسيم الله
Thank you so much. Okay, then let's see who else was waiting to. Taline. We have Taline now. Hello, girls.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for being here. It's been really interesting.
No problem. How are you guys doing?
We're fine, thanks. So actually, what I noticed about you is you really seem like a very humble person, which I really appreciate. So I was wondering, because usually people say that you change with the fame. So I was wondering what you would give as an advice to other people, or what do you think is it that kept you so down to earth, you know?
Man, spend some time in your Bible. Read your Bible. It'll humble you. It'll teach you. It'll change you as a person. Because you know, people always saying, "Oh, you're so nice. You're so this. You're so that." If you guys had met me when I was like 20, you would not be saying the same thing. When I was 19, I was not the nicest person in the world. But man, it's all grace. It's all God's grace, and that's what it is. Because I was kind of a jerk when I was little and spoiled too.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes. So would you say that the faith gives you also the strength for your fights?
Oh yeah. Definitely. I've tried to do it without. I try to do it for myself, and it just leaves you empty. It leaves you empty, and whether it stops being about even being scared or being able to do it, you just don't care anymore.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That is a very beautiful response. Thank you so much. Really, it's beautiful to see like how much you have faith in God. And how much it strengthens you. It's really beautiful to see that. And also, I'm pretty sure that this inspires a lot of people who are watching this right now. And
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure.
That's the most important thing for me. I could care less about fighting. If when I'm done fighting, that's my whole thing. I plan on being a missionary.
That's beautiful, really. Thank you. Oh, we have the next one, Mariana.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
سلام الله كبارة.
سلام.
أنا وزت لي بقارة منه. I want to know who's your favorite Assyrian singer. I hope you have the right answer.
Let's see. Babi Dostilman Evan Agassi. I like Evan Agassi a lot, but I also like Ashur Bitserius. It's a toss-up, I guess. Any today.
Okay, I love them both, but I love Evan Agassi a little bit more.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you, Mariana. Thanks. Okay, we have some questions that people asked in the chat that I received privately. For example, Gabriella asked, would you change something about your career? Like if you had to, what would you change when it comes to your career? Would you change anything, or would you have changed anything if you were in the UFC?
For my career, I would not, because where I've been is where God wanted me to be. So, but if I have a kid, and unfortunately, if they decide to want to fight, I would definitely do things differently for them than I did for myself. I would make sure they have more amateur fights, more experience. I didn't have a lot of experience when I first went to the UFC. I would teach them about diet earlier. I didn't know too much about diet back then, how to cut weight. There's so many things. And then I would just remind them the way the business works is people look at you based on your last fight. In our industry, you're only as good as your last fight. So if you won your last fight, they love you. If you don't, they hate you. And I would tell my kid, like, don't worry about this. This is fake. This is all fake. It's all gonna pass. So focus on what you want to do.
Thank you. That was really I really liked the answer. Let's go on. Let's see. Noah Gabriel, what did he ask? Who is your idol? And what is your motto in life?
I don't think I have any idols. I think the best way to put it, I respect hard work. I respect people who work hard and are determined, and they're willing to sacrifice. I respect anyone who's willing to sacrifice to get to where they want to be. And I have people that are in fighting. I have people I look up to. I have people outside of fighting I look up to. So it just depends on where you're looking. I can give you different examples.
Perfect. Thank you. No, that's really good. All right. I don't know. I try to figure out what's going on now. If there are any questions, do you even have time? That's the question. We actually planned this whole thing to end at 15 minutes ago.
I mean, I don't know what you guys' time frame is, but I'm okay right now. If you guys want to keep going for a little bit more, we can.
Okay, perfect. We have, I think, the last question even from one of our audience, Ninos.
What's up, Ninos? Chepo.
Asima, spine bakol kepo.
Shouldn't be spy.
Asima. Beneil, I have two questions. My first question is, you are one of the few Assyrian celebrities that show their pride about their Assyrian identity. What do you think? Why is it that many famous Assyrian do not show their pride? Are they too assimilated, or maybe does it have something with the parents and how they?
Maybe they just didn't grow up in the culture like I did. They weren't raised, in an Assyrian community. Maybe that's what it is. That's a hard question. I never know people's situations. I always try to put myself in other people's shoes before I give an answer. So I don't know. Some people, they might not even be able to speak Assyrian. They might be embarrassed, or who knows. You'd have to ask them.
Okay. The second question is from my sister. And are there any plans to appear at the Joe Rogan podcast?
I saw Joe Rogan. What's today? Today's Monday. So I saw him 2 nights ago, right after the fights, after the Justin Gaethje and Tony Ferguson fight. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really have. I don't know if we would go far. They sit there and speak for 3 hours. I don't think I can talk about anything for 3 hours.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Take care.
Thank you, Ninos. Ninos is a really, really great member for AGM as well. Just needed to say that.
Oh, good work, Ninos. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you. So I think we have a few more questions, but the people don't want to join. But I feel like it's never coming to an end. I don't know. Let's see if there's like one question that we might ask just very quick, and then we can come like slowly to an end. Sure. But there is one question which says, what was your funniest situation in a fight or before a fight?
Shoot, funniest situation.
Is there even? I don't know if there's.
I'm sure. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Just give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's been a couple of times. This is super embarrassing. I always try to make weight perfect. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, so you have to be right on the weight. I don't want to be over and I don't want to be under, because if I go under, it means I did too much work. And if I go over, it means I miss weight, I'm in trouble. And one time I was in Oklahoma and I was about to weigh in. I got on the scale and they said I was half a pound over. And I was like, there's no way I'm half a pound over. And I kind of freaked out. They're like, you want to take off your underwear and weigh in like that? And I was so tired. And I said, I don't really want to, but, and this is before they used the shower curtain. So they would just put a towel in front of you. I was like, fine, I'll just do it. I take my underwear off and I weigh in, and then they're like, oh, okay, you're good. You're half a pound under. And I was like, what the heck? How could I be half a pound under? My underwear does not weigh a whole pound. That's ridiculous. But it was so embarrassing having to weigh in naked without the shower curtains, because my sister, my mom, every single one of my cousins, they just sent me messages all week, and they just tore me a new one. I mean, I'm glad I won the fight, because imagine losing the fight and then being told, like, hey, we have pictures of you weighing in naked, and it was not an experience I want to repeat. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine. That is like crazy. It's just half a pound and you're still like, I don't know how they can like still be so strict, and then you like start like getting crazy about it. But yeah. All right. Okay. I think we should come to an end. It's time to like finally get to an end. We can, Michael, I think Michael has the last question, who is also the head of AGM, the second part of AGM, let's say second one, second president. So Michael, what's good?
Thank you, Champ. It's me again.
What's up, brother?
Thank you. I'm fine. Hope you too. Champ, I think I will ask the question all the attendees are waiting for. When will we see Beneil Dariush winning his last fight against Khabib and winning the title?
Man, I got to do that quick. I hear him trying to retire. I keep hearing people telling me he wants to retire. So I gotta like get some wins under my belt so I can get to the belt. I don't know why he wants to retire, but anyways, man, I really want to fight this guy. This is they keep saying this is the guy, he's the best, blah 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 blah. I think stylistically I match up really well with him. Ideally for me, it would be the end of the year. By the end of the year, I can fight him, but I think it would be very difficult because the way the ranking systems work in the UFC, it also has to do with popularity. So I have to just make sure I win my fights and I'm dominant, and I can have a better chance of calling him out and getting the fight. But if not, it's going to be really difficult to get that fight soon. And before he retires.
You will win it. Then I think before I give it back to Shamiram, I want to thank you in the name of the whole AJM, in the name of all the attendees, for your time, for being such a great personality. And I think you're an idol for all the Syrians in Germany and in the whole world. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Benny, thank you so much. Really, like it's almost half an hour later than planned to end the session, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm sorry if, like, I kind of stress you out because I try to like manage not too many questions coming in from one person, but I mean, it was the first time for me as well, and yeah, I think Maya can join. Oh, Maya, where you at?
Yeah, don't worry too much. It's I'm not really the type to get stressed out after getting punched in the face for a living. Very little things will stress you out.
Good, that's good, perfect. And so I hope you enjoyed this whole interview.
This was great. I got to meet a lot of new people. I really like that.
And I feel like there are still so many people who would like to join this whole thing. Like we didn't expect so many people coming in and wanting to ask questions, but it's beautiful to see
really
how
is.
many people you inspire. Like really, it's amazing. I'm like speechless. I'm like, wow.
Thank you. We should definitely do this again. I would not mind.
Yeah, sounds good. Maya, you're back. Is your internet good now?
I hope so. Do you hear me?
We hear you.
Okay, amazing. Well, yeah, thanks again for joining us, Beneil. I think we've reached a lot of people, a lot of our Assyrian youth here in Middle Europe, but also from across the globe. I think we had a few American fellows with us as well. So that's pretty exciting too.
That's awesome. We'll get a little bit of everybody.
Absolutely. So rounding this session up, what would you say, or what kind of advice would you give to young Assyrians in general, maybe on dealing with life, or especially the ones who are fighting? We saw 2 fighters based here in Germany today who asked the question towards you. Do you have any kind of advice you would like to give them, or a message you would like to give Assyrians over here?
Being an Assyrian and knowing how when I was young I was so impatient, I would say be patient. Patience is important. It makes a difference. Sometimes I made a lot of mistakes just because I thought it would help, because I thought I could get somewhere faster. So be patient, don't rush, and most importantly, enjoy the process. At the end of the day, we all just have to be grateful for what we have, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if I have much more than that.
That's, I think, already very good, and mostly surely enough. Well, yeah, then I would say thank you very much again to you and all the listeners, everybody's in this interview here who joined us, who asked questions. You guys were amazing as well. And yeah, Shama, I think then we would like to say goodbye in German as well.
Thank you so much. Und genau, Maya, also danke an alle, die teilgenommen haben. Es war wirklich super schön, dass so viele einfach wirklich anwesend waren und sich dazugeschaltet haben und sich getraut haben, hier zu sein und ihre Fragen zu stellen. Und ja, wirklich war wunderschön.
Und
Maya, ergänzen.
Auf jeden Fall. Beneil, I don't know if you see that, but guys are still texting you in the chat.
I see it. I love it. I love it. That's why I'm smiling.
That's for you. Und für alle diejenigen, die zuhören, wie wir schon am Anfang gesagt haben, ist das hier ein Format, das wir für euch vorbereitet haben, was relativ regelmäßig verschiedenste Angebote für euch hergeben soll. Und wir würden uns sehr freuen, wenn ihr auch bei den anderen Angeboten dabei seid. Und wollen euch auch direkt schon auf unser nächstes Angebot hinweisen, und zwar unseren Podcast, der auch in dieser Woche noch ausgestrahlt wird, wo es zum Beispiel um interkulturelle oder internationale vielmehr Austausche geht, die der IJM schon weltweit gemacht hat und wo ich auch dabei sein werde, wo ihr aber auch Shamiram in der Zukunft mal hören werdet, erfreulicherweise. Und ja, seid dabei, wir würden uns sehr, sehr freuen.
Dankeschön. So, genau. Ich glaube, jetzt ist es soweit, dass wir auch alle hier, also dass alle diesen Chat verlassen können, weil wir bleiben am Ende noch kurz mit der Gruppe. Gibt es sonst irgendwas noch zu sagen? Ich glaube nicht. Aber ja, genau. Ich gucke gerade. Perfekt. Okay. Ups. Sorry.
No problem.
Thank you from everywhere.
Yeah, thank you to everyone. We're gonna leave
thanks, guys.
leave this.
Next time.
You stay, Benny. We're gonna leave.
Oh, I stay. My bad. Next time I'm staying. Next time we do this though.
We're gonna send us into another room, or we're gonna be sent to another room. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
okay. But next time we do this, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna set it up on my TV, and I want to see everyone's faces. So maybe we can have it in a way where I can see everybody's faces, and kind of that'll be cool. I think that'll be a cool experience.
I think so.
For that, you need to come over to Germany. That would be easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I was supposed to go to Europe in March, right after my fight, because Marvin was supposed to fight in England, and then my wife and I were going to do travel through Europe. But thanks to this COVID crisis, we were not able to.
Well, as soon as you touch European ground, you have to visit us.
All right, you got it. Now I have one more place to go, and I was actually going to go to northern Italy, which is close to Germany, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think we're ready for our break room. So thanks again for joining, guys, and see you.
Let's go to the breakout room. Bye to everyone else.
Bye.
Thanks for being part of this, and hopefully see you soon.